Happy full moon eclipse, with the full moon being the strawberry moon in Sagittarius, and the full moon of June. So here I am with today's reading, and we're just moving through that eclipse energy. I hope that it's really powerful and healing for you, and also a peaceful process underneath, even if on the surface level, for whatever reason, it feels like there's a lot of emotion or anything coming up to be cleared. And since it's in Sagittarius too, that's a very adventurous sign and stuff, so you might be adventuring, so to speak, into things that you've needed to for a while, and so if they're coming to be released, or maybe you're just rekindling a part of yourself, and if that's an enjoyable experience, just notice those things and don't be afraid of the adventure, even if it is intense. It's you've got to keep going, right? Don't shy away from it. So I have the Divine Masculine card here and Divine Feminine. Thought I'd do some root chakra clearing crystal and a more crown chakra clearing crystal for the Divine Masculine. And then I have a couple cards for our current union energy. So we're going to start with the Divine Feminine, and these are the Moonology cards by Yasmin, Boland. And the card that we have, let's see what it is. Emotions are running high. I don't know, DF, do you feel that? I'll just be honest, I was crying earlier, and I needed some tissues. So if that's you, then just know that you're not alone, but your emotions are safe to feel, even if ego tries to tell you otherwise, right? It's not appropriate to feel sorry for yourself, but it is appropriate to feel the feelings, and then you can choose, sometimes ego will invite you to feel sorry for yourself, oh good, just, stick with that instead of moving through this and feeling good again. But you always want to move towards the good feeling, right? And so love yourself. And sometimes you can love yourself even while you're doing other things, right? You set the intention, you love yourself in the place where you're not feeling good, and you feel better because you really were loving yourself there. And sometimes it's really a practice, of doing the mirror exercise. So just essentially feel your emotions. It's okay if you're feeling cray, and just keep loving yourself. And supermoon, look at that, right? So I think it's very telling of that energy. And Sagittarius, it's also a fire sign. A lot about expanding, blooming. Could be a temper, or it could just be really the emotions underlying the anger that are finally coming up. If you've been releasing anger lately, you might be feeling the emotions you were numbed out to. And so that might be too what feels really, the running high kind of intensity. So you're healing those if you're feeling them, and you're choosing that. So it's really, again, a good thing, and a good thing for your union, a good thing for your Divine Masculine too. So you're just doing everyone a favor, especially you and yourself. So let's move to the Divine Masculine card. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. Well, close, we got two full moon cards though. Wow, that's cool. So, Aquarius is not afraid to show themselves to the world and just be hey, this is how I'm gonna be, and this is the way to be, and what kind of thing. So it's safe for you to just be the real you and be what? This is me. What do you want? And So yeah, like go deeper into that. And it also means show the real you to your divine feminine, right? So she's feeling her emotions and you're there, like you're where she is in that feeling place, like you are there. And so showing the world the real you, she's encouraging that too, just by diving into her feelings. And so there might be a part of you, divine masculine, if it's you watching this, or if like you're thinking about your divine masculine, then yeah, that was a little silly. I'm gonna ground. Okay, so anyway, what I was gonna say is show the world the real you is like, maybe there's some feelings that you kind of really discarded, that you're just kind of becoming aware of, that don't actually look all that good, because when you leave something in the corner for a while, it gets kind of dusty or grimy or something. That doesn't mean like, it could be like a real nice something, like maybe you forgot about like an heirloom piece of jewelry or whatever it is. But if you're noticing it and it's like, this is the real me, then yeah, it's time to just accept that and clean it off one step at a time, right? You don't need to do it all at once, or if you are called to do that, awesome. And just go with it, because you can't discard who you really are. It feels really bad, and you're always going to be like not realizing your full potential then. And yeah, I mean, the world wants to see the real you, right? And your divine feminine does too. So yeah, I am doing this reading like during the full moon and everything, and I'm really feeling that energy right now. So yeah, just thought I'd share that with you. So let's move on to the middle card, the Union Energy card. A win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. Damn! Look at all this full moon action, the full moon eclipse. Well, what do you expect, Source always comes through the cards. So, yeah, full moon in Libra. Libra is all about, of course, the scales, balancing, and I don't mean scales like a lizard. It's a joke. But yeah, the, balancing of the scales, justice, and of course relationships. So like that sense of relating to another through romance and really enjoying having a relationship. And so there is a sense of, yeah, win-win. So even if you're feeling, as the DF, these intense emotions and not sure what to do with them, well, don't forget to just keep loving yourself, even if it feels like I'm never gonna feel good again, No, of course that's not true. So just keep loving yourself, and if you need medical attention, please seek it. It's not, this is not take away from that. So yeah, there's my disclaimer. Anyway, a win-win outcome is forecast. So it's win over here and it's win over here, and that is balance. And so both parties are really like funneling some really nice healing action into their union. And that's only going to lead to more connection, right? Which is a really beautiful thing. So don't give up with where you're at, with whatever you're feeling right now. And also a thing that's been coming up today, I noticed in the collective, is like have some patience. You can't do everything all at once most of the time, and if there's something you really feel called to do all at once and you can, okay, but maybe this is not the time. Like I did an astrology reading earlier, and it was just like such a big energy to move through. Really healing reading, but it took me a long time today to get through it, and I just had to surrender that that's how it was going to be. and that it was worth it, and feel good about that process. And so yeah, give yourself like permission to just do things one step at a time. It doesn't mean that you need to necessarily slow down or anything, but if you're moving through a big energy, like you might be kind of going to the next level, and so there just might be something there for you, right? And then this card is really just, a wink, like, hey, yeah, it's okay to move through this big energy, like it's a good thing. And then the Rumi card that we have is I surge on the uprising wave of love. So yeah, a little bit, not really tumultuous. It's not quite the word I'm looking for, but it's what popped into my head. So, but it's a little bit of an uprising wave. It's like, ooh, how big is this wave gonna be? Don't really know until you catch it. It kind of looks like there's a lot of motion, right? And it's number 5, which is very related to change, and I always think of creative expression as well. And of course it's positive, and I really love the kind of like abstract symbol here. It's like almost forms like a infinity sign in a way, like with the movement of it, or yeah, something like that. And then like kind of a yin and yang kind of situation too. So of course this card from the Rumi Oracle by Alana Fairchild is a little bit more abstract, so I'm just gonna read a part of the Oracle cards explanation from the booklet. If you want to see kind of what the booklet looks like, that's what it looks like. So let's go to number 5. Okay, my life can be summed up in 3 accounts. I was raw, I was cooked, and I was burned. So that's the quote that they have here. And then underneath that it says, I surge on the uprising wave of love. No gravity can stop me from rising. The moon pulls the tide of life towards her, and my soul is oneness with all of life and answers her call. A wave of love consumes me, and upwards I fly, flying through the water to greet her shining body. Led by my heart, my wits are addled, and my mind becomes a blurry mess. And so I feel the truth of her love and the divine reflection she shines back at me from her radiant heart. Ooh, sounds romantic. And also, the moon is oftentimes, depicted as feminine. So for whatever that's worth to take note of, it's interesting because, of course, in this first part it mentions, again, the moon and the power that the moon has with, the gravitational forces of Earth, with water. And so, yeah, it's safe to go with the flow there, and nothing's stopping you, essentially. So there's a little bit more here that I want to read, and it says, this oracle comes with a message for you. There are changes happening, and they will be out of your control. This is because you're ready for accelerated life change. Rather than paddling, you'll be caught up in a wave and moved farther faster. Let yourself surge with the energy of what is happening, leading with your heart and just going with whatever unfolds. This will bring you the best fortune and open you up to the divine destiny that is your birthright this lifetime. So yeah, essentially surrender. Don't be afraid of the big wave. It's taking you where you need to go. And I think that it really speaks, again, to that big energy of, this full moon eclipse, and how it's gonna, again, bring you the best fortune in just surrendering and going with it. So that feels really juicy. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and that it brings you into a deeper state of peace and awareness. And just allow yourself to ground, do something really nice for yourself. If you're watching this late at night, since I'm going to put it out at least my time late tonight, or whenever you are, just I think it's the right time to afterwards at some point take some time to process and just like do something extra nice and like romance yourself, you know? So yeah, that's all I have to say. I wish you a beautiful rest of this kind of full moon wave, and I will see you again soon. And you can check out the links below if you'd like any resources or you're interested in readings and other great stuff. So yeah, subscribe to my channel if you want to be notified when I do my next reading too. Bye!